All right, folks, happy Wednesday and welcome to Seattle Public Utilities Ask Evelyn Live, where we answer your questions about garbage, recycling, and other trashy topics. And we are so excited that you could join us this week. We are on episode 35, the green gifting episode. So I'm Becca Fong and I am one of your co-hosts, and I work for Seattle Public Utilities and I do outreach for all of you lovely residents who live in the city of Seattle. Introduce himself in just a second. All right, a quick reminder while he gets logged in, this is Waste-Free Holidays Month. So we are looking at this month as a way to just keep decreasing the amount of waste you generate a little bit less this month as we get to the holiday season. So, hey, how's it going?
Hey, good. How are you doing?
Awesome. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right. My name is Pat Kaufman. I'm with Seattle Public Utilities. I'm the commercial program outreach program manager for recycling and composting, all things to help businesses reduce waste. Happy to be here.
Awesome. And quick reminder to all of you, we're going to get into our question and answer period, and then we'll talk about our weekly waste challenge like we do every week. And we have a couple of helpful reminders as well. Before we get to our questions, just a quick reminder that this show runs on your questions and comments. So definitely keep those coming to us. We really appreciate hearing from you. We want to know what things you're curious about and what things you want us to dive deeper on. And with that, one quick plug, next week is Package Palooza. So we are going to do kind of a rapid fire episode where Pat and I bring up all kinds of different packaging and we talk about, where all that stuff goes. So if you guys have packaging that you come across of any kind in the next week, please snap a picture and send it to us in our various social feeds, Facebook,
Absolutely.
Twitter, and of course, Instagram. Yeah.
We want to get as many packaging questions and suggestions and topics, into us as possible this week, so we can do really live up to the term packaging palooza.
Totally, because I would say it's the bulk of the questions that we get. We get a lot of questions about packaging because there's so much of it out there. Sure. It's changing all the time too. So definitely keep those coming. We're really excited about that episode next week. All right. And with that, Pat, do you want to kick us off in our question this week?
You betcha. So our question number one, it's a topic. Let's see here. Where are we? Here we are. I try not to buy too many gifts, but I want to give physical gifts this year. So real gifts. What are some things to think about when getting gifts that are more green for my friends? Thanks, from Grayson. Well, Grayson, good question. Quick answer is of course to buy used, to buy reused, to buy materials that are recycled content, to buy experiences over physical gifts. But of course, Grayson has said he wants to give physical gifts this year, which is cool. So yeah, it's really looking for those things that have recycled content, looking for those used materials, reusable materials. We've been going over this for a couple of weeks now because we're going up into this holiday season, and I think some people aren't really keen on using reusable items, like someone else's old items. So what's fun about right now in the marketplace, there are a lot of brand new, really good, functional, reusable materials. So Grayson could go online very easily. You could go to Etsy if you want to and go the crafter kind of maker route, or you can just go anywhere and look for reusables materials, because you can buy, different kind of containers, to-go containers. You can buy bags. You can buy, utensils. There's a variety of things that substitute for the single-use category that people are really happy to have. A quality item that's going to last a long time. And so you can kind of do that reusable thing and yet still be buying a new gift, a new item.
Like here, I just wanted to show really quickly, I'm all in for using gift giving as a way to recruit more waste nerds, because sometimes, a lot of you guys who are watching are already like all in, right? Like you guys know you're going to try to cut down on single use. Right. That's why Grayson's writing to us. He's like, okay, I want to give some green gifts. There's not necessarily people who want just experiences. They want something tangible. I get that. We totally understand that. But here's something that actually I gave to my kids, which was really great. So a really fancy pair of chopsticks to kind of get around using single-use stuff. And they're beautiful, right? They're really nice.
Yeah.
And my daughter really likes this, a really cute cloth napkin. I know, Pat, you're all into cloth napkins, but
I'm all into cloth napkins. You betcha.
but it's like these two combined, like they're really cute. They totally appeal to her. Like they have cute little penguins on it. So these are like her deal. These are her things. And so she's totally incentivized because they're adorable to keep them close to her, to put them in her backpack and just have them with her whenever she wants. So this is a total opportunity to do that.
Yes. You know, another neat idea that my wife has done this for us at our dining room table is using napkin rings. You know, different, those little silver, they come in all kinds of materials. But so Harrison, my son, and myself, my wife, we each have our own napkin rings. So, you know, the napkin may last 2 or 3 meals actually, because it's my ring. No one else is using my napkin. And I'll decide when it's, you know, soiled and I need to switch to a fresh napkin. But I like these cotton ones too. Some napkins out there, they just don't absorb well. Like some of those, you go to restaurants sometimes and you're like, it's like a polyester napkin. It doesn't, like, there's nothing. It's just like smearing stuff around. It doesn't really absorb anything. So I'm all for the all cotton when you can get them.
It's true. So definitely, Grace, and I think that if you want to buy something, you know, buy something that's going to last. You can buy something that recruits another fellow waste nerd to reduce their own consumption and kind of come over to our side of using reusables. So that's definitely a great option. I think new to you is always good, Pat. You know, you and I talk about this all the time. Like, we love a thrift store. We love OfferUp and Craigslist and Buy Nothing. We love all of that. Right. And there's lots and lots of options for that. You can find some really great stuff. I love the concept of kind of new to you. And there are a lot of things that are kind of consumables that you can buy that don't necessarily like get used up. You know, I think that that's a really good thing to keep in mind. 2 websites that I have looked at that would be really good if you want to get some gear for folks. Like Patagonia has a whole website called Warmwear. We're going to put links to that in our show notes. Eileen Fisher, similarly, they do a buyback program. If you have used gear, you can go and shop online for all kinds of stuff because they make stuff that lasts, which is great.
REI has got a lot of like returned items. That's the other thing stores will have on the, you know, you can buy at Best Buy, which is the open box options, you know, even every little like mini step, like half measures you can take to not buy the brand new thing, you know, necessarily, and get maybe a discount while you're at it. The other item that we were going to bring up was Chinook book. You know, it's a book with a whole bunch of coupons in it for various companies and businesses around the area that have a green kind of lean to them. And some of the items in there are experiences. So it may not fit Grayson's like ideal gift item here, but it's a physical gift. The book would be the physical gift. And then inside there could be physical items that person might purchase or services they might get later or experiences they might, you know, pay for with the discount coupons.
Totally. And I think one point that we've definitely talked about before in the show, but also is worth bringing up, is the reason that we really want to talk about new to you or durable things. The majority of the environmental impact, which is really what's making a gift green in one of the ways, is that most of the environmental impact comes from the manufacturing of new items, from, you know, harvesting the materials to make it, whether it's metal or cloth or fiber or whatever. And then the production that goes into the factories, the energy that's used, the transportation costs it incurs, coming to you in a store to be packaged for you to buy. It's like you can circumvent a lot of that, which is where the majority of the impact comes from. So that's something to kind of keep in mind.
Absolutely. The greenest pair of jeans you can buy is the ones you already own. You know, it's like, don't buy a new pair if you can. Try and make the ones you have last, or, you know, get a previously produced item as your item.
Absolutely. And I think 2 more things we talked about is consignment shops. There's a lot of great consignment shops too, not just for clothes. You know, there tends to be a larger marketplace for women's clothing, but I have definitely purchased a lot of items for my kids. They got bikes last year for Christmas, and I got both of those at a local consignment shop in West Seattle. It's great to support a local business. And then when my kids outgrew their bikes, I brought them back to the consignment shop. Another family picked them up. I got credit, suspended that business. That is really another awesome way to do it. You kind of hit all the buttons. You're like, yes, this is going to totally work for me. And that's
Recycled Cycles. Recycled Cycles in Northeast Seattle. There's Bike Works down in Southeast Seattle. There's a number of bike stores, bike shops that will have used bikes on the floor. And maybe give trade. Not for all bikes. Let's not overpromise here. I mean, it's a lot of bikes are like they're gonna, you know, be donated and such. But there's definitely some options out there if you have a really good bike that another kid can use later.
Totally. And you know, they also have gear like, you know, skis. You know, sports gear that's really fun as a gift if you want to give it an experience or something they're going to use. That's also a really great option. So Grayson, in summary, you know, definitely as much as you can like kind of cut down and new to use stuff, that's the way to go. Recycled content is something that we don't, that, you know, we talk about, but kind of gets lost in the mix every once in a while. But if it can be made from repurposed textiles, this actually scarf is made from old shirts, you know, that were going to be ragged out. The top half got turned into rags and the bottom got made into a scarf. So being able to take that reclaimed material and turn it into another item. We also are going to have a link to a local refugee and artisan initiative that creates fantastic items with reclaimed textiles. That's another great way to go. And then certainly experiences, or, you know, if you can come up with a durable, cool thing that will get somebody to start reusing, that's also a really great option.
There's simple things, right? I mean, people love to receive gifts from their friends and family, of course. But if you give them something to get them into the space, you know, if they're not quite a reuser yet, but you can give them something that's fully reusable, that really does substitute for the single-use items. That's what you want to zero in on, you know.
Absolutely. Waste nerds, we're always recruiting.
That's right. All right.
All right, folks. So we're going to go straight into our weekly waste challenge this week. And our challenge last week was... Hold on one second. I got mine.
Same topic, shopping reusables, right?
Very, very similar. So yeah, and for those of you who are new to us, this show, the weekly waste challenge, Pat and I always undertake a new tip or trick or action that helps us cut down on our waste. Because, you know, even though we're total waste nerds, everybody needs, you know, a little practice because changing behaviors is tough.
That's right.
So last week's challenge, absolutely, shop reusables. So,
that's right.
So Pat, what do you got?
So I'm going to bring back a little I didn't get this done in the last week, but I'm going to share a story about some of my reusable shopping, reusable gift giving type stuff I did last year for my niece. So I just threw this little example together. I gave her a little toolbox last year. It was a little bigger than this, but this is just a beat up little toolbox that I got at a garage sale or something. But inside, I provided her a whole bunch of like nails and screws and tools and things that I could part with, you know? So sometimes you have things around the house you can kind of create that. For her, I've already gotten great feedback from her over the last year. She's like, oh, we love it, her and her roommate, because they just didn't have this stuff. You know, two young women moving into an apartment together, they didn't have like tools and, you know, little bins of tacks and screws and nuts and bolts and things. And so she said it's been very helpful to have all those little tools. And so sometimes, you know, if you've been around for a while, you have a garage full of stuff, you can kind of create a smattering of good little items. And I can reduce my, you know, amount of stuff that I have by a little bit and not feel too much of an impact. So if you have like an old, you know, lunch pail or something like this around and you can put some things in it, you can also, I was thinking it can be a sewing kit, or it can be, you know, anything to help someone repair, not have to go to Fred Meyer or Target and buy that, you know, packaged thing of hooks and nails and things made wherever. I mean, just there's so much good stuff out there. So that was I didn't do it in the last week, but the challenge, I'm still answering the challenge, and that is, you know, trying to make gift giving happen with the inventory that I currently have around the house.
Absolutely. And actually, I have been the recipient of great things like that I brought to share. And one thing is, so, you know, those of you who watch the show, I have kids. And so books, we get a lot. Our kids read lots and lots of books.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, it's great. There's lots of really great stories out there, but we have also received lots of fantastic books from all kinds of folks, from people in our family, from neighbors, from friends, from strangers, quite honestly, from those little libraries, which are fantastic. And books are one of those things that you can consume but don't wear out, which is fantastic, right? It's like the more you consume the books, like the better they get. So these are two books that I really love that we got. I got A Bear Called Paddington, which I remember reading.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Such a great book. And actually what was great was that we kind of looked inside, and I was trying to find the name, and it belonged to...
Oh, sure. A previous inscription. Yeah.
It belonged to, you know, somebody that's kind of a distant relative in the family, which was a really nice connection. They were super happy to pass that on to my kids. Yeah. And then we got this really great book that I had not heard of and would not have picked up. And it's just a beautiful picture book. And what I love about getting stuff from other people, especially books, is that you get introduced to new authors, new illustrators, new stories. And, you know, it's great. And then when I'm done with these, I can pass these on. They're in beautiful condition, hardbound books. You know, we're going to love them for years. And then we're going to find another family to share them with. And you just wrap them all up and you're good to go.
I don't know. It sounds like from our challenge, we're talking about like shop your own house for good stuff, is what we're talking about here.
Totally. And then I do have 2 items that I thought would share,
Okay.
which are a little more
what else
traditional.
do you got? Yeah.
So I got these at the thrift store a while ago, and so I didn't do them this week. But the shopping, I'm definitely going to be packaging some books on our bookshelf for others. But these are for my kids. So my kids, I feel like I live my life waiting for the next spill to happen all the time.
Okay.
All the time. So when I went to the thrift store, many of you guys have probably seen these. These are like, wine tumblers, and they have a lid.
Sure. Insulated.
Right? And they're insulated. Nice. And I picked both of these up for about $1.50 a piece. They were brand new, and they have a lid. And so these are my kids' kind of drink cups, so they can have hot beverages in them. They had milk in them this morning with their breakfast. I like that they have lids on them, brand new. They were really inexpensive. They're super durable. This one it was like a corporate something, and so I had some paint pens. So I painted over the logo.
That's a great idea. Yeah, because so often in the thrift store, the nicest water bottle is going to say like, group health inside of it or something like that. So you can just do a little artwork over top of it.
Exactly. So it was a really fun activity. I gave these to my kids, and my daughter came up with this design, and so we just painted it on there. So we got to do it together. Beautiful. It was really great. Shop reusable. They use these all the time, which is fantastic. It has saved us from broken cups, because that happens a lot here. Also, we can take them with us.
Yeah, heck, and she might have them for a long time. She might take them off to college with her and actually drink wine out of them someday.
It's going to be a while. It really lets the milk breathe. That's the advantage.
Nice. Yes.
But these are great. So it's another thing to kind of look out for. Again, kind of converting everybody to like find something durable that you can use for a really long time. They were, new to us, and one of them was brand new when I bought it. But those are just some really kind of quick ideas of how to shop your house and then find some cool reusables.
Quality good stuff. That's right. Yeah. It's like that one, there's one website out there. I don't know if I have it just right, but it's buy me once or buy it once. And it's just quality goods, right? It's not, quick consumption is not the answer. If you're going to get something, if you're committed to getting something like, some item, then get a good one if you can.
Absolutely. Totally. All right, folks. And so for our weekly waste challenge for next week, it's going to be recycled holiday decorations.
Right.
So, adding kind of the reuse and the exchange and new to you into that. So Pat, my family would love to decorate for the holidays forever, which is kind of great this time of year too. It's nice to bring a little bit of change to the scenery.
We still got to get our holiday groove on here. We haven't dug open the boxes yet. So I will definitely have opportunity to peruse our materials here and think more about this. That's a good challenge.
It is. I'm gonna put my kids on it. They are all into it. They are great at making recycled art. So we will bring some examples to show you guys. And if you guys have examples of recycled art or recycled holiday decorations or anything else that was gifted to you that was not brand new, please share that with us in our social feeds. We would love to see those and get your.
And we also really want to hear about packaging. Just a reminder of Packaging Palooza next week. It's all going to be packaging. We'll do the challenge, of course, but packaging. There's no questions coming in. It's just all about packaging. So
absolutely. And we really need your help because there's so much packaging out there. So please just snap a quick pic and shoot it to us, tag us, and we'll find it.
All right.
And with that, that's a wrap for this week's show. It's been really great to see you. I hope that this was useful information from your utility. And with that, I'm Becca Fong. Remember, life's simpler with less stuff.
Nice. I'm Pat Kaufman. Remember to recycle right. We'll see you next week.
All right. Have a great week, guys. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.